morning. It's my day off. Woohoo!
It's a day off?
Yeah. Oh, I gotta open the curtains to get some light in here. Just took Logan to school, and I get to spend the morning with Garyan until he goes to kindergarten. Come here, say hi.
Hi.
Say good morning. Silly, silly butt. Oh, it fell. How are you gonna hide?
No, you got me.
He's silly. You guys want to see my broken bookshelf? Looks like a Dr. Seuss shelf because it broke. And it leans against the wall. So I got all these boxes from work so that I can pack my books back up. It's funny because I had just finally unloaded all the books that we had packed away in the closet for this shelf, and then it broke, and now I gotta pack them back up again and get a new bookshelf eventually, hopefully. Guess I could show you some of my books. I have such a mess. I need to dust and clean. It's completely unorganized and a disaster, but I've had a few people ask me what kind of books I collect or read or whatever. I usually get series and I never finish reading them. There's only a select few series of books that I've actually finished reading, like Harry Potter. Here, I'll show you. Alright, so this series, The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan, and now Brandon Sanderson, who's the one that finished the series, because Robert Jordan died before he finished the series, unfortunately, but Brandon Sanderson did an amazing job finishing the story. So this is, I believe it's 12 books long, might be 13 with this one, which was the prologue. Amazing, amazing, awesome fantasy story. All of these large books are from that series, except for these are Aragon, which I still haven't read this one. This is the last one. I haven't read it yet. Inheritance, I haven't read that one yet. This is one of my favorite series from right out of high school. Look at all the dust. I need to clean big time. But this is Neil Gaiman's Sandman series, Ultimate Collection. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. I'm so worried that if I take stuff off the shelves that it's going to break, even worse, or everything's going to finally fall down. This is volume 1. So it's a graphic novel. You know, well, it was a comic book, actually. They were all put together into these giant series of books because there's so many comics. It's about Morpheus, the Sandman, people's dreams, and Death, his sister, and it's about Lucifer, and it's got all kinds of interesting stories mixed in. Awesome artwork. If you guys like comics and you haven't read this, you should definitely check it out. It's an epic series. So yeah, that's one of my favorites. Alright, so my very first favorite series that I named Garyan after is by David Eddings. It's actually over on my other. This is actually volume 1 of part 2 of the book series. This is where I got the name Garyan from, for my Garyan. And this is volume 2. That's Polgara there on the oh wait, no, is that Polgara? No, that's the Sorceress of Darshiva. I don't know. I haven't read these in a while, but I've read them 3 times all the way through before. This is volume 1. It has the first book, Pawn of Prophecy, and then the second book and third book all in one. I've been reading it to the boys a little bit at a time because I want Garyan to know where his awesome name came from. As you can see, I've got some Dr. Seuss books there on the top. I've got more in the other room right here. This whole thing is just a freaking mess, but I've got a mix of all kinds of things. I've got collections of this is complete works of Lewis Carroll, which is Alice in Wonderland. I've got Chronicles of Narnia down here in the corner. I've got some Chuck Palahniuk, who wrote Fight Club. Haven't actually read this one yet. I have a lot of books that I have not read. I like this series, but I never finished it. The Dark Tower by Stephen King. I've read these ones. I started reading this one, Song of Susanna, and I never finished it, so that's where I left off on that series. I'm actually looking forward to I think this is part of the Left Behind book series. I read like the first 5 or 6 of these, and I never finished this series either, but I'm looking forward to the new movie that's coming out about that series. I've got some Dean Koontz books and Terry Goodkind books down here, and some kids books. In my office here, I've got my Harry Potter series, and my little strawberry shortcake that I've had since I was a little kid, and some of my Dr. Seuss dolls, stuffies. My kids' baby books, some V.C. Andrews, which I used to read a long time ago, kids' books, Dean Koontz, more Dr. Seuss, more V.C. Andrews, Dean Koontz, Laurel K. Hamilton, which writes a really good necromancer, vampire, werewolf series. The Girl Who Played with Fire, I haven't read that one yet. Anne Rice, this is the only Anne Rice book I've ever read, Taltos, and when I read it, I was a lot younger and I really didn't understand much of it. I think it was too advanced for me at the time that I read it, but I remember a little bit about it, and I think that if I reread it eventually someday I will enjoy it. Haven't read this one yet by Dean Koontz. Have a lot of books that I have not read. There's one of the other Aragon books. I should put that with the other ones. Terry Brooks, Magical Kingdom of Landover. I have not read this one yet. A bunch of Dr. Seuss books. My Little Mermaid doll thingy here from Pinky Toast. These books I was saving for Logan because I liked reading them when I was a kid. So I have some books that I saved. I also saved them in case I ever had a daughter, but don't plan on having any more kids, so Logan might want to read them someday. Some more Dark Tower, Guillermo del Toro, The Fall. I read the first 2 of this. I think this is the 3rd one. I'm not sure. But I know I read the first 2 and haven't read the last one yet. I like this series by Terry Goodkind. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I think it's called Wizard's First Rule. I've read the first, who knows, I don't even know how many there are now, but I've read like most of the series. I think there's like maybe 4 books now of it that I never finished reading, and I need to get back into that one too. So I have other ones of the same series by him, and then this one also by Kate Elliott. Darian, that's noisy. I read probably the first 4 of this series and never finished it, but I ended up buying the rest because I do want to finish it someday because it was really good. First one is Crown of Stars. Oh wait, no, that's not the first one. What was the first one? It says it's volume 7, so I guess I don't remember what the first one was, but anyway, it's Kate Elliott. You can look for that in the bookstore. It's really good. Let's see, I've got some Charlaine Harris. Never finished reading these. I think I only read like 4 or 5 of these ones, and then I just started watching True Blood, so I didn't have to read them. I have a series by Tad Williams. I haven't read this one yet. I read the first one, which was really good, and I bought this one, volume 2, and I've been meaning to read it forever, and I haven't gotten around to it. I have way too many books that I have not read, which is why I need to stop buying more, because I have some on my iPhone that I keep buying because I want to read them, and I do read the ones on my phone. So anyway, here's some more Dr. Seuss books and my original Sandman comics that I had bought before the large volumes came out all together. I had started collecting the small ones, and then this is a book of artwork and stuff by him, which is pretty cool. Sorry for the shaky camera. I got some photo albums down here. Me when I was pregnant with Garion. I look horrible. And then, yeah, I was really overweight with Garion. I gained like 70 pounds when I had Garion. That's him at 3 months old. And then Logan with him. And Luis was actually really chubby too back then. He's lost a lot of weight. Anyway, so yeah, that's my brothers. That's my brother Brian. That's my brother Jason. anyway, so yeah, there's some photos. And then, sorry, yeah, I need to clean. It's a complete disaster. Dusty mess in here, cat hair everywhere. My husband vacuums, but he doesn't ever vacuum around the corners with the handle thing, so it's a mess. And more books that I haven't read. Memoirs of a Geisha. These ones I've read. Laurel K. Hamilton. The first 7 books of her series are really good. And then to me, they kind of taper off and get kind of boring, and they're just all about sex, and it gets kind of irritating. And yeah, I like to collect fairy stories, so I've got this Hans Christian Andersen series, and I have another one for the Grimm's Fairy Tales somewhere. And this is my coffee table. I decided to take all of my health books and stick them under the coffee table so that they're right where I can get them if I want to look through them. I have not read most of these. I think this one by Annie Pio was the first raw foods book I ever bought. She was one of the first people that I used to watch on YouTube in the beginning when I started learning about this lifestyle. Let's see. I've read like, where did it go? I've read Green for Life. This is how much I read of it. I only read like a fourth of it. Never got through it. Fast Food Nation. I think I only made it through a couple chapters. The only ones I've read a lot of are this one, You Want a Diet. I read a lot of that one. Skinny Bitch I read all the way through. This is a gardening book up here. Candles and Soap Making. I probably read a fourth of that one. This one I read the whole one. Shut Up, Stop Whining and Get a Life. This one I read about a fourth of it, which is Body for Life. Yeah, I read like half of that one, Raw Foods on a Budget. And I read all of 80-10-10 except for the diet like section at the end where it lays out recipes and stuff. So I pretty much read that one. I need to read it again, even though I don't know about him and the whole water fasting thing. I'm kind of disappointed and not sure I want to read any more of that because of that. Yeah, so that's the majority of my books, and I'm currently reading The China Study, which I'm like almost halfway through now. This is the front part, so I'm almost halfway through. That one I've been reading while I've been uploading videos for you guys because I can't use my phone. It's actually turned out to be a good thing. I can't use my phone while I'm uploading videos since I don't have Wi-Fi anymore, so I read The China Study while I'm waiting for our videos for you guys to upload. And this one's probably going to take a while since it's kind of long. So there you go, Heather from Fruity Weight Loss. She wanted to see all my books, and I probably still have some packed away because I feel like I'm missing some. I have so much crap, and I'm so far behind on reading everything. I used to read a lot. Like I could go through a book a day back when I didn't have kids, but once you have kids, you don't have time for much else. So that's why I've been collecting and collecting and never getting around to actually reading them. But now that my kids are older and Garion is going to kindergarten, I have a lot more time to read. And so that's one good thing about them going to school. And yeah, more free time for me. So anyway, I'm drinking my lime water, and I'm probably just going to have a green smoothie for breakfast. Not sure yet. I'm sure it's going to be a smoothie with greens and fruit, whatever, the stuff I bought at Walmart yesterday. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed my books. If you guys have read any of these and you recommend I read a certain one right away, stop wasting time. Right now I'm reading on my phone. I'm reading book 2 of Brandon Sanderson's The Way of Kings book. So it's called Words of Radiance. I'm reading that because he's an amazing author and I love all of his books, and I can't I cannot wait, 2 years to get to read. I have to read his as soon as possible because I love his. He's such a great writer. And the other one, I just downloaded the newest book of Brant Weeks, and I think, I can't remember the title already, but it's the, I can't remember the name of the series. But I think the first book is called The Blinding Knife. So if you look up Brent Weeks and The Blinding Knife, I think that's first book of the series anyways. That's a really good series too, and this is, actually that might be book 2. I think this might be book 3. I don't know, I can't remember, but he's a really good author and you guys should check him out. Alright, that's it. Hope everyone has a great day. Bye. Thanks for joining me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and share with your friends. Thanks so much.
She looked like she was like a teenager. She looked like. Yeah, teenagers are not supposed to be here. They're now 7. No, wait, I think she was like a 10 or 11 or 9. 20. No, if she was 20, she'd be like, oh, I'm old.
Hey,
What?
I'm not old.
I'm just. I'm not talking about you, Mommy.
But I'm older than 20, so you better hush.
Yeah, you better hush. No, like we're talking about like the lady, like I'm on the swing one time.
I know.